Welcome to FluteChats.com, a flute podcast with host Viviana Guzman.
Well, good morning. This is Viviana Guzman, and I am here at the National Flute Association with Maestro Trevor Wye. Would you like to tell us a little bit about your background, a little bit of history, how you started with the flute?
Started when I was 15. Somebody handed me a piccolo, and I seemed to take it up quite quickly because in about 3 weeks later I was playing the Chinese dance from the Nutcracker Suite in the wrong key on a piccolo in D major, but it was a sort of roughly the notes. So the bandmaster said, "Yes, I think you better have some lessons." So, and then I joined the Marines, which was for me a mistake. But while I was in there, I had lessons with Geoffrey Gilbert, who was a wonderful teacher. And then when I left the Marines, I went to Marcel Moyes for several years. In fact, 13 years, every summer, I studied with him.
Wonderful. And then tell us a little bit about your current projects. What are you focusing on?
I just finished a book called Fantastic Flutes, which is 60 things you can do with flutes or with other objects to make flutes, like paper, carrots, vegetables, electronic things, setting fire to things with flutes. All sorts of things like that. That's the latest book. And then I'm working...
And what is that called, that book called?
Called Fantastic Flutes. Yeah. Presser are the agents in the US. And then I'm working on now 25 studies for a French publisher, Biado. Sort of beginnerish studies. Melodic and all that sort of thing.
Wonderful, wonderful. Don't you have some association with the British Flute Society?
Not a huge association. I'm the founder, if that's what you mean. And... but that's no big deal. And I've been the program chair for the last 15 years. I've organised 5 conventions and several flute days and things like that for them.
And for
somebody else has taken over now.
For Americans, how long is that convention usually?
3-4 days, like this.
Amazing.
Civilised music academy with a concert hall, 2 concert halls. Which is, you couldn't do that here in the US. It's not possible. It's too big. But it's a very nice convention. Lots of people prefer it, really, for the quietness of it. And we don't open doors after the recital begins.
Can you give us some...
Anyone who has a mobile phone ringing during the is shot.
Beheaded.
Several shootings.
Okay, and can you give us some advice or words of wisdom for the young flutists of today?
Yes. Well, I can only think of something Marcel Moyes said once. Young people make a mistake by learning difficult repertoire too soon. Really, the simplest way, the lazy way to learn the flute is scales and arpeggios. And practice for the year after next, not for next week. Right. Think of the future. Think ahead. Think ahead. Exactly that.
Wonderful.
Arpeggios.
Okay. And you have a book? You have a book of scales and arpeggios?
Well, there's one called Efficient Practice, which we're going to talk about at the convention today, and several others about scales and arpeggios and simple exercises, that sort of thing.
And if someone were to want to get in contact with you, like a website, how?
I've got a website, www.trevorwye.com.
Perfect. I thank you so much for joining me this morning. This has been Trevor Wye and with Viviana Guzman at the National Flute Association Convention 2011.
Remember, when you die, you either go to heaven or a flute convention. Bye-bye.
Bye.